Eric Olson.
Yo, what up, geeks? So, we're going to be trying something a little new. This is Geek Artist InDepth. Today, we're going to be going over my man, Eric. I have picked 5 of my favorite pieces of art he has done throughout the years. He has absolutely no clue what it is that I picked. So, he's going to be in a little bit of a shock as we go through these. I scrolled through his Facebook for whatever years I could find. And we're going to start from the furthest away and work our way in. So, Eric, are you excited?
Curious.
Huh?
I am. I'm very excited, and I'm curious as to what the first image you found was.
So, first of all, I had to talk about your Larry Craft, because there's nothing worse than seeing this man in a Laura Croft outfit.
You should have seen me in Misty.
Oh, God.
Just seen me as Misty and Harley Quinn.
I'm glad I missed that.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I went back as far as I could. So, let's go ahead. Let's see the first image that I chose that I really, really liked.
Oh, okay.
So, coming back, I believe this was 2019, because I was as far back as your Facebook went. Found this really badass looking Randy Orton piece. So what were you thinking? What was going on with your process as you came up with this?
So, while I was getting back into art, I was back into wrestling that I used to be into a lot when I was a kid. I was into art as a kid, and just started doing both again. And I don't know, I just wanted to start doing some portraits and stuff. And I don't know, Randy Orton's one of my favorite wrestlers ever. And so I had to do a piece. And this actually got some mixed reviews.
Really?
When I posted it first. I had a few wrestling fans. I posted a few wrestling pages, and most people really loved it, but there were a few people that were like, it doesn't look like Randy Orton, like, that looks more like Finn Balor, and I was like, what? And I guess it's because of the facial hair, but, like, it was mostly positively received. People loved it, and I love it. Like I said, Orton's one of my favorite wrestlers. I think he's the best consistent bad guy of all time.
Okay. I mean, I'd have to agree with you there. I always loved Randy Orton. You know, I gotta say, I mean, this is an older piece, but still the amount of detail that you really got in it is just absolutely amazing. The skulls in his tattoo look really good. I mean, even his neck tattoo looks really good. Just the detail you have in there. And it's still very much your style. Even today is having that realistic look of a person up front with a really cool abstract design in the background.
I still have this piece, actually.
Really?
See, one of the things also doing was we were going to wrestling conventions at the time, so it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do wrestling art so I could get my art signed. The only 2 pieces I ended up getting signed was Edge and Beth Phoenix. If I had thought about it, I would have dug it out to show everybody, but I do have a drawing of Edge I did that's signed, which is pretty sweet. You can see it on my Instagram.
Okay. I'll have to make sure I plug that for you. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's move on to the next image that I found. So for those of you guys who do not know, Eric does not only do geek art, he does some really cool nature stuff as well. So I found this Aurora Borealis, and this is beautiful. If you can see in my background, my wolf back there, I did Aurora, but this just blows it out of the just completely out there. I mean, it's amazing. These colors you have.
Thank you. Like, honestly, I'm not even trying to be like that, but like, I forgot all about this piece and I absolutely love it. So I'm really happy that you found it here. Well, like, that's the thing about painting is, like, I've done so many paintings, I forget that I've done some, so I feel like some might look like others. But this was, like, when I was just getting really into oil painting. So it's still one of my like younger pieces, which is not like my stuff goes back that far anyway, but still, that was a lot of fun to do. And I did a few of the Northern Lights, and they're so gorgeous.
I did see another one that you had done, but quite frankly, this one just blew me away as soon as I saw it. It was my favorite right then and there.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
But I mean, you've got such, like, I can't say enough good things about this. I mean, you've got such beautiful blues there for the snow, and it looks like snow and ice. And I mean, and the way that the aurora blends into the sky just beautifully.
I wish I knew who I sold this piece to right now. So I'd give them a call and be like, hey, can I come see it? But don't remember.
I have a few of those. Not quite as many because, you know, I don't quite sell as much as you do. But you do sell quite a bit of your art, though.
I do. I'm very, very fortunate enough to say that a lot of people like my art enough to buy it. And, like, it flatters me so much and it makes me feel so amazing that, like, anybody ever wants something that I made on their wall. Like, it's a pretty great feeling.
Hey, man, I completely understand. I would love to get a piece of yours one of these days.
I got you, buddy.
But like I said, man, I love the fact that you do more than just the anime. You do these amazing scenes. I keep calling him, he's the emo Bob Ross. Like, his pieces are just that beautiful and fairly realistic at that.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead pull up our third piece of art for you. So my grandmother loves elephants, and as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, that right there is just gorgeous.
So this elephant means a lot to me.
Really?
It's one of the first animals I've actually ever painted. I think it was the first animal I painted. Usually when I do animals, I do drawings. And I don't know exactly what it is. I love elephants in general. They're super smart and elegant creatures. They're also kind of destructive and clumsy.
They can be, but at the same time, you could be walking through a jungle. There could be an elephant 10 foot away from you, and you might not know it. I mean, I'd hope you might, but like I'm talking like the Asian elephants. Yeah, like Asian elephants in the jungle. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I really love this piece. I sold this to a very near and dear friend of mine. So it's good that it's in a close to heart home now. But yeah, I love doing this. When I started on this piece on my Instagram again, you can see like the first painting I had under this elephant, and it was just like this very strange cartoon thingy that I had going on, and I ended up just like trashing it completely. And like this piece probably took like 4.5, 5 hours, just like. But I didn't stop. I mean, I didn't stop. I just went like crazy. Okay. Went from start to finish, and like there's a ton of texture on the elephant because when it comes to oil painting, you have to put like really wet, thick layers on top of each other if you're going to keep putting more and more on. So like this is like super textured, and I absolutely love it. I miss it. I need to see it.
I can believe that. Like I said, I've done a couple of Bob Rosses at one point, and I mean there's just a lot of texture when it comes to oils. So I can completely believe that. Oh man, just your style is you always do this running thing. I don't even really know what to call it. It's just this style that you have where like your images like they run, and it creates such a cool effect. Because instead of just like taking that elephant and coming off the page, you've given it another element that just makes it so much more intriguing.
I appreciate that. I don't really know exactly where it came from, but like whenever I do paintings or even like drawings, like with marker or anything, I like to use like the background of the paper or the canvas. I like it to show that it's art.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I never wanted to do like hyper realistic stuff, so I just because I like the effect and whatever, and I like that, you know, if you break everything down with art, like everything's just a shape. You're just creating shapes, and you're creating shades and colors and all this other stuff. So like, I like to, I don't know, I like to have that effect. Like, there's a satisfaction of like, you know, some people like smash the paint on the canvas, some throw it on the canvas, like some like push it on the canvas, and I like kind of like, I like glide over the canvas and barely touch it and put paint on there, and like that's what I do to create that effect. It's like kind of hard to explain. I would just have to do it. I'm not a very good teacher. But like still, I do that with a lot of my pieces, and it's just, I don't know, it's just an effect I like.
It's beautiful, and I love it. I'm like sitting here like, man, I know I do a lot of like full pieces, but how do I do that?
You know, it's just putting colors from your main piece, like in random spots that like look cool together, and to not waste all of your background and whatnot.
Yeah, I've just never really been a very good abstract artist.
I love your style though.
So the next piece, this was the very first piece I like really ever noticed from you. Like I knew,
really?
Like I'd seen your art, I knew you were a good artist, but this was like the first one that made me go, holy crap, who is this guy?
You know, this is actually like the piece that had a lot of people do that. I've been like slowly building a following over the last couple of years, like a very small one, more of a local following and whatnot, but like I get out there a little bit on the internet and stuff too right now. So, but yeah, this was the first one that like, this was the piece that I was like, oh, okay, I definitely need to make a bunch of prints of this. And like, you know, and people wanted a bunch of prints of it. Like it was awesome, but like, it's one of my favorite pieces. And what's funny is that I do a lot of my work. People are always shocked, like when I tell them, like people that don't know about art and whatever, when I tell them that I work in color and marker a lot, they're like, "You make stuff with marker with this?" It's like people that like, you know, they just don't know that like they think when they think marker, they think like Crayola, whatever.
Yeah, they don't think of like actual artistic markers.
Right, but like these were the first. This was the first time I had ever used Tombow, like water-based markers, and like that effect, that background. I'm not even gonna lie right now. That background was a complete accident at first.
Really?
Yeah. So what happened was I was dog sitting at my brother's house. I was drawing. I sketched out this Spider-Man. I was trying to decide if I should do Miles or Peter Parker. I decided to do Peter Parker for this one, obviously, right. And I had colored in the Tombow markers, and then I spilled water on the paper accidentally, and I didn't realize that they were water-based markers. So like a bunch of that, like that red, and the yellow in the background, that was the mistake. And then I was like, oh wait, oh my god, it kind of looks cool. So then I ended up just taking some more colors, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I tried to make like an abstract city. So like that's what I envisioned when I had first done that. Well, so like the mistake was just, some mistakes are just amazing and are meant to be.
Huh. Okay. I'm sitting there, you said abstract city, I'm like,
yeah,
alright, I see it now.
yeah.
Like, so, you got to really look at it. I mean, if you wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't have ever thought it. I was just thinking, like, you know, he's doing his flip through the air, and, you know, kind of like what they say about, you know, when you wash your reds with your whites, you know, like the color from his suit was just like kind of rubbing off, into the air,
Right.
It just made this really cool effect. But dude, I like I said, I love this piece. And you know what I think was actually really funny about this one? I was getting ready to do a Spider-Man piece for my nephew as well.
I remember your Spider-Man piece.
And I saw this one, and it's like it really inspired me. I'm like, but I'm not that good. I can't quite pull that off, but I'm going to try to do my best.
You did an awesome piece. So, and then you pulled out that Jurassic Park. I don't know if you did that before or after.
I believe it was after.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd say, honestly, that Spider-Man piece that you did was the first time I had noticed you post a piece, like, really notice it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, the
connection from the Spider-Verse.
Right? All right. So this is like your most recent piece. But it was kind of hard for me to, because I wanted to kind of show your progression through the years. Problem was I really couldn't pick between the two pieces, so I just kind of combined them because they're pretty well the similar subject.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay.
So, I know that these are mixed media, marker and watercolor. And I know that they're not like your normal pieces where you take a ton of time like your other scenery and stuff like that, but they're recent, they're Geek Guard, and they're absolutely beautiful.
I've got them right here with me.
Yeah.
I've changed the Charizard since, too. I gave him a tail. I hadn't given him a tail in that piece before.
Oh, look at that. Hold on. Move it further over.
Oh.
Further. There it is. Oh, too far.
Oh.
Right there. Okay, so you added in the tail. I like that fire. That flame looks really cool.
Thank you. With the top, the Venusaur piece, that actually isn't mixed media. That's all Spree alcohol markers. It's on watercolor paper.
Okay. So I guess so it was the watercolored paper that you had made a comment about. I thought it was watercolored paint that you had used. Okay.
No, if I use a watercolor paper, I use a Kanzen watercolor paper because it gives I like the texture of it.
Okay.
And I like the way that the color of whatever you're using goes down on the paper because it doesn't always go down directly. It kind of helps you with your shading and whatnot. It's kind of hard to explain.
I think I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah. But yeah, I love these pieces. I'm planning on doing a Blastoise next, if you couldn't guess.
I was really hoping that you weren't just going to leave 2 of the 3. That, you'd go for the full trifecta.
Oh, yeah, definitely going to do those. And then taking a little break off the Pokemon art and working on some other stuff.
Can I make a suggestion with your Blastoise? Just because I'm noticing kind of a theme here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you've got your Charizard in rain.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your Venusaur in what kind of looks like a bright, sunny, almost fiery kind of a background.
Very good. I was going to...
Blastoise in a grassy jungle kind of scene?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yep.
Which is kind of funny because that means that you have each Pokemon in its weakness.
I always like putting things... That's another thing I do about my art is I like taking extremes, opposite extremes and stuff. So what better to place something so great in their weakest state?
Yeah. You see that a lot with your landscapes, I believe.
I do.
You do a lot of swamps and I think you did not quite fire, but a volcanic scene that I really, really liked.
I very well may have.
It was all really bright orange and dark, some really dark colors in there. It looked like a volcanic scene to me, but I could be wrong. I've
definitely done volcanic scenes. Yeah, That's what I like to do. Like, with one place. Actually, that one's kind of hard to explain, so I won't get into it too much. But yeah, I take like usually a murky swamp or something gross and whatnot. Then I put these bright colors to it, and I try to make it really pretty and stuff like that. So yeah, just those opposite extremes. That's how I am with music and stuff too.
Well, you know what, man? This has been an excellent conversation. I've loved having you on. I plan on doing more of these videos, grabbing just random artists from the Geek Art Facebook page and pulling up some of these favorite images, because I think this is a really good format. Gets you some exposure and gets some of the other people exposure around here. Guys, make sure go find Eric over on Broken Arted Studios on his TikTok. Go find his Facebook. He does commissions. He does raffles. And I believe you're also working on a new podcast right now, right?
Yes, I am working on a new podcast. I'm just going to plug this really quick, shamefully, called Friends Who Hate Each Other. It's me and a friend of mine who meet up and we just argue about things. We have a few episodes planning to release this coming week. And then I also am working on a comic book right now. The series is called Good Jeff, about this young up-and-coming lad who just gets into a lot of dark and dangerous stuff and fights his way through some really killer times. And it's going to be dope. And yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And also, of course, I'm working on other things as well. Landscape paintings, Pokemon drawings, adminning, friending, loving, eating, everything.
Fathering, don't forget that too.
Oh, no. The most important thing of all is obviously fathering. And, like, he's helping me along every step of the way in almost every category that I just listed off. That kid is my life.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Thanks for having me on, man.
It was
so
great.
Much.
It was great, dude. I love this. I cannot wait to have you back on the Geek Guard InDepth videos again, and to see who I'm gonna do another one of these videos with. This was fun. I enjoyed it. So until next time, guys, make sure like and follow, and I'll see you next time.